What's cracking, peeps? It's Jax, and today I want to talk about some of the games that I've really enjoyed from 2020. Now, this may include games that weren't released in 2020. This is just me talking about some of my favourite games that I've played this year. So, in no particular order, let's start off with Pokemon Sword and Shield. I bought Pokemon Sword this year, and I gotta say, I was hooked, and I did a video on it going in more depth and talking about why I enjoyed it, but essentially it's kind of rekindled my love for Pokemon. It has, and I know a lot of people had mixed views on Pokemon Sword. For me personally, I really enjoyed it. I loved the sort almost open world aspects of it, despite the map as a whole being quite small, and its lack of challenge. But the Pokemon, the battling up, the DLC I think is really good. Crown Tundra in particular, like getting all the legendary Pokemon, stuff like that. That is all really, really good. There are a lot of things that I didn't like about it, but I think my hours of time playing it on the Switch sort of says it all about how much I enjoyed playing it, and I wanted to keep coming back, and I wanted to obviously get as many Pokemon as I could get. So yeah, Pokemon Sword, I know it came out last year. It is definitely one of my favourite games that I've played this year. Right, number 2 is The Last of Us Part 2. Hugely controversial, won a lot of the awards at the Video Game Awards. Whether you agree with it or not, I think you should play it and experience it for yourselves. Did I think it was as good as the first one? Personally, no. But the tone of the game was a lot more different than the first one, and I preferred the tone from the first game to the narrative of this game. Having said that, the game mechanics were fantastic. The stealth was really cool. The playing as Abby as well as Ellie, I think that whole switch throughout the whole game and using the different days, and I thought it was really good. I thought they'd done it really, really well. The ending, very debatable. As I say, I've done my thoughts on Last of Us 2 video as well. I'll link that in the description as well as the Pokemon one. But definitely one of the best games that I've played this year, easily. Another one I want to really talk about is House. House is probably and I'll say this just because it came out in 2020. House is probably my favourite sort of small indie horror game that I've played this year. I keep coming back to it. There's been more updates, and I've not done another video on it, which I planned to. I literally just tried to record another video for it, but it kept crashing, so I hope they sort that out. But House, I don't know, it's something about it just really hooked me. It's not a very long game, but it's just got that creepiness, and that the pixel art I think is great. The style is great. The soundtrack, I had to go and get the soundtrack because it is so good. The soundtrack is so good. For any of you that don't know what House is, it is basically a game where you've got to try and either save your family. There's loads of different endings, but you've got to use items that you find around to find other items to do certain things to try and survive the night in your house, essentially. And it's great, and I recommend it so much to everyone. Go and check it out. I'll link my playlist in there if you want to go and check it out. But House, definitely one of my top games this year. Definitely. I will of course talk about Faith, because that's been big on the channel this year. Obviously done a lot of theory videos and stuff for it, but Faith is chapter 1, 2 and then the part 3 demo. I think they all came out before 2020, I'm pretty sure anyway. But I only really started experiencing this game this year, and obviously I love it. It is such a cool art style. I think someone in the comments mentioned it's more Commodore 64 than Atari. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. I haven't played either of those consoles, but those retro style graphics and the I can't remember what it's called. It's like a synthesizer or something for all of the voices and the audio. It makes the game so scary, so creepy, and the art style on some of the images that you see, it's just really good. It's just really good. Airdorf has done a great job on those games, and all of us on the channel, surely, we are awaiting chapter 3. We are waiting for the full chapter 3, and I can't wait to play it and then deep dive it for you guys, because yeah, Faith has definitely been one of the best games I've played this year. easily. I will link the playlist in the description. And now we come to sort of the 2 games that I feel like are sort of up there with probably my best game of the year. Like it's probably between these 2. So I'll start with Fall Guys. Now, Fall Guys, I've got to say, I'm not a big multiplayer person. I don't play very many games at all online with other people unless that is the game, if you like, which Fall Guys is. There's not too many games that I play online with other people. That's just the way I am. I tend to like single player story games for the most part. But I got Fall Guys, and I've got to say, I've enjoyed it the whole way through. You know, a lot of people said that after the hype of when it came out, I think it was in the summer, or was it June, something like that, that after season 1 it kind of just fell off a cliff and people stopped enjoying it. Obviously Among Us came out as well, and that became like the latest sort of big hit multiplayer game. I didn't say it came out, it'd been out for 2 years, but whatever, it had exploded then. But Fall Guys, like, don't get me wrong, I didn't think that the season 2 launch was great. I didn't think the maps for season 2 and the medieval thing was all that, but I still enjoyed the game, and I enjoyed it even more so because when season 3 dropped, they really went all out. They had, I think, at least 5 to 7 new maps, and all of them were excellent maps. And I gotta say, it's really made me want to play Fall Guys again. And it's stupid, and I never enjoyed that much. I never enjoyed battle royale games that much. And obviously, this isn't the sort of Fortnite, PUBG sort of thing. But what I never liked about those games is obviously you go in and you never get very far. Well, I never get very far, and then I come out to a loading screen and I have to wait too long. Fall Guys, you're right, you get knocked out for one reason or another, bang, you are back in just like that. It's really quick. They've ironed out a lot of the early issues that came out at launch, and I gotta say, it's definitely the best multiplayer game that I've probably played this year. And don't write off games like so quickly. Like, people say Fall Guys is dead or whatever is dead and stuff, and it's like, for a battle royale game you need a lot of people, you need a big community, and Fall Guys definitely has that. And I'm going to keep playing it every now and again to explore. I don't obviously play it as much as I did when it first came out, but I still really enjoyed it. And I think people who don't enjoy it, that's fair enough. I think if you've not played it, I think you should give it a try. I think you honestly should, and you'd be surprised how much you enjoy it. Some of the levels, it's out of your control. I'm talking about you, Egg Scramble. But on the whole, it's fun. And it's winnable, and I think that's part of the reason that I stopped enjoying battle royale games, because the accessibility for a game like Fall Guys compared to something like Fortnite and PUBG, it's like if I tried to play PUBG or Fortnite again, I would have to play it so much just to get a chance to win, just to get a chance for my victory royale. Whereas Fall Guys, it's a much more accessible and a much easier chance that you get to win a crown in Fall Guys than you would do trying to win something in another type of battle royale game. Is it a battle royale game? I don't know. I think it falls in that genre personally. But now, the final game, and I think overall, this is my game of the year. Because of the impact that it had when it came out, and just on the whole, I thought it was brilliant. And that's Animal Crossing: New Horizons. That game came out at a time. It came out back in March. It was the lockdown game essentially, and at a time when we couldn't see anyone, and even now things are still difficult. Animal Crossing became quite a big thing for a lot of people, and I'm not just talking about the games industry. It really bled out into like mainstream media and stuff like that, and that's not why it's my game of the year, if you like. It's my game of the year because it is so much fun. It was like, don't get me wrong, I don't play it as much now. I've gotten back into it a bit since the winter update and stuff like that. But when it first dropped, I must have spent so many hours on that game, just sorting my island out. And don't get me wrong, there are so many quality of life issues with that game. like that you can't make multiple items at once. There's not quick ways to redesign your island and stuff like that. But that's kind of the point of the game, I guess. And don't get me wrong, whilst that stuff frustrates me and it stuff like that kind of stops me from playing the game a little, the point of the game is so that you play it a bit every day or every other day. You know, so you see all of your flowers germinate and grow, and you see your friendships with the other villagers grow and stuff like that, and you know, the whole turnip exchange, I got well into all that and stuff like that. There's just so many different aspects of the game that just made it so much fun to play, and I think on the whole it's just done a great job of bringing people together, aside from Nintendo's just clear desire to not want online play to be easy. Because if you invite a group of people over to your island, the fact that it will take all of 15 minutes just to get everyone across, because everyone's got to go in their own plane and everything's got to load, and that person's got you know, the whole issue with Nintendo's online like stuff aside, like there is so much good about that game. What I would like to see from it though is there's definitely past Animal Crossing games, or even the Pocket Animal Crossing game, where the villages tend to do more stuff with the items that you've got down. And I think that's one of the things that kind of annoyed me about Animal Crossing, is that you've got like, I've got like a beach play area and something. Do they go over there? No, they don't go anywhere near that. They barely even look at the instruments in the park and stuff like that. That's the only thing that I would say. Like that's one thing that really irks me, is that the villagers, all they do is sit under a tree or sit in the sand or wander about and don't really interact with a lot of the things that you've got. And that's there's definitely a few things. Like I say, that comes back to the quality of life issues. There's definitely certain things that they could have done better. But I got so engrossed into that game, and literally I was basically playing it every single day, literally every day, for about 5-6 months, I think. So yeah, I guess it just tops it. It's between that and Fall Guys. But like I say, this is just me talking about some of the games that I enjoyed this year. Special mentions, Resident Evil 3 I will just talk about briefly, because I was really excited about Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I've spoken about it on streams and stuff. I didn't do its own video, but I think I might just do like a my thoughts video on Resident Evil 3. I was disappointed with the length of the game. It was way too short, and they cut out so much stuff from the original, like large sections of the game that they really could have done with keeping. There weren't as many puzzles at all. Like Nemesis was great, like escaping from him and stuff, that was all really cool, and I like how they linked in. It was like this new timeline, like remake timeline stuff. I liked all that, how it linked with Resident Evil 2. I thought that was really good. But yeah, I was annoyed because I was disappointed, because I was expecting that, like Resident Evil 2, to be like really up there for like game of the year, and it just really missed the mark. And it's really disappointing, because Jill is definitely like my favourite Resident Evil character from way back at the beginning, and it's a shame because she's not really in many of the new ones anymore, and I hope that changes. Like, I don't think it will with Resident Evil Village. Doesn't seem like she's gonna be in that. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, because Chris is in it, but I don't know. And the other special mention I will mention is Streets of Rage. Now, this was a remake that I think hit the mark really well, because it kept all of the amazing gameplay mechanics. It kept it nearly exactly the same, and just made the game just that more beautiful with the new animations and stuff like that. And who remade it? Because they were the same guys that remade Lizard Cube. That's it, Lizard Cube. Right, so Lizard Cube, who remade Streets of Rage 4, they were the same guys that remade Wonder Boy 3. And you guys know that's like the first ever game I played, and it's an awesome game. And they remade that, and they done it in the same sort of style, is that they know to keep the best parts of that original game and just basically reskin it and make it just freaking beautiful. and add bits here and there. And it's like Streets of Rage was really good. I completed it pretty quickly like that, and I didn't really go back to it. But I'm really glad to see that it is back, and I hope that they carry on Streets of Rage. I really do, because it is a really fun little beat 'em up that if you've never played any of them before, play some of the old ones and play Streets of Rage 4, because honestly it's really good. 18 minutes, that's way too long. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to talk about games this year, and I don't normally do that. I don't normally do like these are my favourite games sort of thing, but I wanted to do it this year just because I wanted to talk about it. It's been a strange year. Has this been one of the best years for gaming? I'm not so sure. Let me know. There's a lot of big sort of AAA games that I didn't play. Like I didn't play Death Stranding. I mean, I've just bought Cyberpunk, and I can't really say that that's going to be like my favourite game yet, because I've only just started it. But at the moment, it's a lot of fun. I'm getting some frame rate issues though, so I'm waiting for them to patch it before I maybe start putting it in recordings or anything like that. But yeah, I haven't played sort of stuff like Ghost of Tsushima, like basically all the games that are in the Game of the Year awards. I didn't play any of those, and I hope that's okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to games next year. Faith Chapter 3. I mean, more from Emule. We've got Emule Part 2, which I'm playing at the minute. What else is coming out next year? I don't know, guys. You need to let me know what's coming out next year and what do I need to play. But yeah, those are my games. Let me know your thoughts. What's your favourite game for this year? Let me know. I've got some weird ones, I know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that like button for me, guys, because it really does help me out. And if you aren't here, do feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, check out some of the other videos I've got going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.